From the high-definition educational broadcast center at Bergen Community College's main campus in Paramus, this is Studio Bergen. Hi everyone, I'm Larry Levanka, and welcome to this month's edition of Studio Bergen, your connection to the state's largest community college. We begin this month with an idea we have discussed before and will continue to discuss. After all, there may not be a more important topic. The college's Phi Theta Kappa students participated in a statewide initiative to encourage their peers to commit to complete, an idea that stresses the importance of not just attending community colleges, but graduating from them. Students that graduate from community colleges have much better outcomes at four-year institutions than peers that transfer without graduating. Student Kelsey Deeg of Phi Theta Kappa said that's why she got involved.
College completion is really important because a lot of kids get lost with the everyday life of college, family issues, especially at community college. So we want to promote that you can push through that and complete your education.
Other events included the statewide Commit to Complete conference, which took place at Bergen Community College at the Meadowlands. Also last month, college officials signed a deal that puts Bergen County's past at the community's fingertips. Bringing with it more than 300 years of documents, publications, and artifacts, the Bergen County Historical Society Library and Archives opened at its new home, the Bergen Community College Philip J. Ciarco Jr. Learning Center, November 6th. The agreement establishes a permanent location for the facility, which first opened in Hackensack before moving to various locations throughout the county. Before college officials stepped in, the library's archives were boxed and in storage. President Dr. Kay Walter said it was the college's responsibility to step in.
The library, which first opened many years ago right here in Hackensack, now returns home to the county seat, the center of Bergen County.
The library, a learning resource for Bergen students, faculty, staff, and the community, maintains a collection of more than 4,000 items. Historical Society volunteers will staff the library on Wednesdays from noon to 5 p.m. and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., enabling free public entry. For more information, visit bergencountyhistory.org. Meanwhile, each year, November features the Bergen Community College's Foundation's signature event, the Medallion Awards Dinner, to support student scholarships. I sat down with this year's honoree, Lakeland Bank Chief Operating Officer Robert Vandenberg, at the event.
I'm a community college student myself, and I started at a four-year school. Didn't work out, and I ended up coming back and actually going to Bergen Community College very early on in its history. I think it was a temporary classroom. And, so things like scholarships really came in handy because it was during a time in my life that, I was trying to get really redirected. I was working a couple of jobs. Money's tight. You need that kind of help. And it's not just the support you get from the family, it's also the monetary support that's very, very helpful.
You're a product of our system,
Absolutely.
You're a homegrown talent. But you've taken that with you through a lot of your career. You still have a really strong connection to community colleges. Talk about that, how that experience at Bergen shaped a lot that you would do later on.
Well, it was really a good experience for me because I think what happened, it was a nice combination of faculty, staff, and administration early on in Bergen, a fair amount of adjunct professors. So I learned a lot of the stuff that was important academically, but I also got a lot of practical experience that I was able to put out there.
Do you think, as a former community college student yourself, you obviously have served on the Sussex County Community College Board, you know what the students go through. Do you think it differs for somebody who's at a two-year college versus a student that goes to a four-year school?
I can tell you in my case it made a big difference. I did 12 years of parochial school, very structured environment, and then I went to a four-year school. And in a four-year school, if you really need to create your own direction, but in a two-year school, I think it's a lot more closely knit. There's more mentoring. There's a real camaraderie. It's academic, but it's still friendly enough. And I think because of the size and because of the structure, it becomes a little bit more personalized. And that was very important to me, because coming from structure, I wasn't ready to be totally unstructured yet.
Got it. And I mean, that's obviously, again, that's impacted your life going forward. You have family members that have gone to community colleges, I've heard. Again, we talked about that you serve on the board at Sussex. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, my granddaughter's right now at Sussex Community College, and she's finishing up her second year. And I served actually as the chair of Sussex County Community College for about 10 years, and it was interesting times. It was a time that you know, the reputation of the college was probably a little bit tarnished. Worked very closely with the local elected officials, faculty, staff, and we actually got a number of new buildings onto the campus that really created quite a difference. We built a library science building. And then the last building that was built when I was there was a medical arts and performing arts building, and it really brought the campus together quite a bit.
And kind of tying all of this together, you are tonight's honoree for Bergen Community College, obviously. Right. What's going through your head tonight? Well, it's kind of funny because it was actually a couple of months ago, I actually had received an award at Commerce and Industry. And normally when I receive an award, I like to mention some of the other attendees and honorees, and I saw Bergen Community College there, so I shouted them out. And the next thing you know, they said, hey, this is an idea. So I got a call from one of the foundation board members who I work with, and he was so passionate about it. And I remember when I started out, I said, Steve, I mean, I'm not that dynamic, you know, I'm not that visible. Aren't you looking for somebody that has, you know, thousands and thousands of people that he influences? He says, no, we're just looking for somebody that's gone through the experience and can be genuine about it. And, you know, that moved me over to do it. You know, now I'm thinking about it, I've been really busy, you know, I kind of get here to today. And kind of the crazy thing about it is a lot of times I speak off the cuff, but, you know, today I started to put together a little bit of a speech. Unfortunately, the speech that I wrote is not the speech that's in my pocket, so I'm going to have to ad-lib a little bit here and talk a little bit off the cuff up there as well. So that's a little preview into what everybody will hear in a little bit. There you go. Thank you, Bob, for being here. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Congratulations, and thank you for your commitment to community colleges, not just Sussex, but, of course, Bergen Community College.
It's my pleasure. There's a lot of people out there that when they get the opportunity, I hope they'll come back and be able to do some of the things that I've been able to do.
We'll provide a recap of the amount of money raised from the Medallion Awards next month. Another big event in November was the college's annual Veterans Day Remembrance Ceremony, which took place November 11th. As part of the yearly remembrance, veterans, walking hand in hand with civilian members of the college community, proceeded to the flagpole at main campus. Prior to the memorial walk, veterans and students like Zach McDevitt contributed their thoughts and experiences. McDevitt read poetry.
Your well-worn boots are hanging on the wall as I stand watch for monsters at the door. Your children, tracking mud across the hall, awaken you beneath the frightful shores. You ask me to remind you what we're living for. I pointed to everything beneath the sun and more.
Veterans also were the focus of Gallery Bergen's most recent exhibition. Art produced by veterans through Combat Paper, a group that seeks to support veterans through turning military uniforms into paper that is then used to create artwork, highlighted the exhibition that opened this month. An artist of a different kind also visited last month, poet Mary Ruefle. An honored guest of the 2014 Literary Arts Series, Ruefle read from her work, The Refrigerator.
There is the sound of peaceful breathing in a far cranny where mouths all over the body break into smiles.
Meanwhile, the creative expressions of Bergen students and staff highlighted the second annual Rip the Runway fashion show November 13th. The event, which featured music and more than a dozen scenes of models, packed the Anna Maria Ciccone Theater and brought prospective students and the community to campus. Bergen's executive team, including President Dr. Kay Walter, Executive Assistant to the President Dr. Ursula Parrish-Daniels, and Vice President of Academic Affairs Dr. Bill Mullaney, even walked the runway in a dazzling display of ball gowns and tuxedos. The college's Aretha McMillan coordinated the event. That Saturday, another event aimed at bridging stronger ties with the community took place. Youth Empowerment Through Academics and Sports featured a full-day seminar featuring workshops, socialization, and a co-ed basketball game for prospective students. Local leaders such as the NBA's Bill Willoughby spoke with the students. Congratulations are in order for the aforementioned Dr. Ursula Parrish Daniels, who received the Education Award from Positive Community Magazine at the group's evening gala for her more than 30 years of service and commitment to students. Congratulations, Dr. Daniels. Coming up after a short break, we'll take a look at other stories making news at Bergen. We'll be right back.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to Studio Bergen. I'm Larry Levanka. In this month's Faculty Focus segment, we spoke with 2 professors who are putting the community in Bergen Community College with their work in paired classes called Learning Communities, which create a system of paired classes for cohorts of 15 to 25 students. While students usually come from different disciplines, the courses share central themes.
Learning communities have been around for a long time. You know, I guess it's about 25 years, I would say, since they became really popular. And I hate to admit that I've been a teacher for at least that long. First K-12 and then post-secondary. But having the opportunity to go out to the National Summer Institute for Learning Communities at Evergreen State College last summer with a group of colleagues was amazing. The experience was great, both academics, theoretical, living in a dorm, with a group of colleagues and really living as a learning community showed the benefits for us as well as for students. And we definitely want to continue that here at Bergen.
Eileen Fitzgerald and Maria Kasparova, who teach disparate subjects, believe pairing courses can improve student outcomes and success.
What I'd like to see is really unique, interesting learning communities that maybe nobody else has, or an emphasis on focus on things that haven't been done anywhere else. Something that people would find out that it's only done at Bergen, and then they can come and for that, and that would probably even bring different type of students to us. Just something innovative, interesting.
Those interactions can make a big difference, not just in the classroom, but across the college and community.
There's a lot of data, but clearly we've got increased student retention. Students in learning communities stay in school. Increased GPA, increased course completion, increased number of credits earned per semester. Plus they're developing those career and college skills that they need, like being able to collaborate on projects, being able to see the overlap in between different disciplines. When you go into the work world, you're not just working on one discrete item. You're working as part of a team. You've got to develop a product. You've got to take it through different steps. And so they're getting those real skills.
At a recent workshop for faculty interested in creating learning communities, many turned out, but had questions.
There's a lot of enthusiasm. I think there's interest among faculty, especially content area faculty. So the questions they ask are basically how to do that. How do we start? How do we proceed? And we can help them with that.
All of these different initiatives have functioned separately. And we really want to bring them together so that they can run smoothly and that faculty can have the resources that they need to put this program for student success together.
Part of the success of Bergen's learning communities will rest with the pair, who believe they've hit on something special.
I think we really make a good pair because we're in similar fields, but not the same field. So we have a different perspective on things. I think we also really are both committed to learning communities. We're both really committed to student success, and we're really open to change, and innovation and supporting our colleagues. I think we also have complementary skills. I think Maria's a little more organized than I am. I think I like to talk a little more than Maria does. So I think we sort of, we complement each other, and I think that we are really looking forward to getting this project off the ground.
Another faculty-led initiative, the Suburban Studies Group, hosted its most recent event, Asian Americans in Suburbia, last month as well. A panel of guests, including attorney Roy Cho, who ran for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives this year, discussed the challenges of being a so-called model minority.
You're a minority, you come here, and you're told to play by the rules as a minority, you're told to work hard and kind of be the model minority, and I think that has ramifications. So the ramifications that exist for minorities, I think, also exist for other groups like women, for example, where there's still an unwillingness to step forward and be aggressive about what you want because of societal perceptions and how they may impact how others perceive you to be. You never want to be too ambitious, you never want to be too overeager. I think these are the stereotypes that really impact women in the workforce, but also impact minorities in the workforce.
Tolerance and understanding were the word at the college's first Transgender Awareness Day, which took place November 19th. A variety of speakers and events sought to foster greater ties with the transgender community, including a panel discussion featuring Garden State Equality Executive Director Andy Bowen. Turning our attention to this month's campus calendar, the college will host its main campus open house for prospective students Wednesday, December 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. In the Anna Maria Ciccone Theater, students will star in Company, a Stephen Sondheim George Firth musical, Friday, December 5th through Saturday, December 13th. Guests can purchase tickets by calling 201-447-7428 or visiting tickets.bergen.edu. Also in the theater, Bergen Sinfonia will play Seasonal Standards Friday, December 20th at 7:30 p.m. Again, visit tickets.bergen.edu for seats. Finally, winter classes will begin Saturday, January 3rd, 2015. To register, visit my.bergen.edu. A cold winter wind didn't stop Professor Rachel Wieland and student Brian Zlotkin from discussing his comprehensive sustainability initiative at the Saddle River Inn, one of the finest restaurants in the state. Let's check in on them in this month's Sustainability Minute.
Hi, my name is Rachel Wieland, and I'm your host of Sustainability Minute. I'm standing here at the Saddle River Inn, ranked one of the top 25 restaurants in New Jersey. Our special guest today is Brian Zonklin, and he grows vegetables and herbs with aquaponics, and is a very interesting way to see how he provides food to this restaurant and our community.
I'm Brian Zonklin, and at Bergen Aquaponics, we raise fish and vegetables together in a mutually sustaining environment. The fish are in this pond right here. There are 10 different types of carp, and we pump the water into the garden, which is up this way, via a series of pumps and timers. The fish feed the plants, and the plants filter the water for the fish pond, thus regulating each other's environments. Aquaponics uses only 10% of the water that traditional agriculture uses. If you have water in a desert, it's an oasis, and it's really could be the future of food in the world, feeding people where you really can't get water. If you want to contact Bergen Aquaponics, check out bergenaquaponics.com or email me at Brian with an I, Zlotkin, Z as in zebra, Lotkin, @gmail.com.
As Brian's work with aquaponics is an example of science in action, Bergen hosted STEM Career Day for similarly minded students last month. While students from the STEM Student Union showed off their latest projects, the day's coordinator, Counselor Jessica Steinheimer, discussed how STEM can open doors.
STEM Career Day would be a great opportunity for students to just get a little bit more knowledge and some more awareness about the growing fields in science, technology, engineering, and math. These fields are really, really high in demand. The country in general is always looking for students to have more of these technical, scientific, mathematic, and analytical skills that they gain in the STEM majors so that they can be applied and utilized in industry. So we set up today various majors, tables with a lot of information about what are the hot jobs in those majors going to be in the next 10 years.
Staying on the STEM theme, this month's guest in our Student Success Spotlight segment probably knows more about Bergen's efforts than anyone else on campus. We welcome Jorge Roldan, the STEM Student Union president, to the set. Thanks for being here, Jorge.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Larry.
No problem. You guys are doing some really interesting things, and I think you're going to be a great guest for us. So tell us a little bit about some of these projects that you're working on. Do you have a favorite?
Okay, we really don't have a favorite. That's like asking her mother what's her favorite song. So we're working a lot of different projects in all these STEM-related fields. Some of the projects we're working on is a very cool wind turbine. We're working on a solar concentrator. We're also working a lot of microcontroller projects. We're also doing a very interesting project related with the UAVs.
Those are drones.
That's unmanned aerial vehicles. Mm-hmm. We also work in a lot of biology projects related, such as algae biodiesel. Also, we're doing a bee benefit survey project. Tadpoles project is a lot of different projects.
I mean, it's all, to somebody who is an outsider to a lot of these STEM initiatives, it all sounds very complex, but it seems like there is a common theme. It seems like clean energy, is that the
Clean
focus?
Energy, renewable energies are our main focus, yes.
Why focus on that as opposed to something else? Is that just where the interest of the STEM Student Union lies, or is that where you feel like you can make the most impact?
Okay. The STEM Student Union initially started as a project to build and to make renewable and off-the-grid one of the buildings we have in the campus. So I feel renewable energies are some of the most, it's a very impact and it's a very important industry that we have to support and do research on.
You know, you get involved with a student club. You get involved with, let's say it's something like the African American Student Union, or you get involved with the Israeli club. You got involved with the STEM club. Why get involved? I mean, obviously it's an interest of yours.
Why get involved? Because all the knowledge you get in class, you're able to apply it in a real research projects. So for example, all the math skills you gain, all the physics knowledge you gain in class, all the knowledge that you get in the classes, you're able to apply it to real research projects that are going to impact and have a good impact in the procedure in your career.
I mean, the students that are involved, are they all science majors? Are they math majors? Is there a mix? I mean, do you have anybody who's an English major? Tell me a little bit about the profile of the club.
Okay, we always look for, it's not required to have a specific majors. One of the purpose of our club is to really encourage students to get involved with these careers. So it's not a requirement to be in a science major. It does help because a lot of the projects require a background in science, in mathematics, but it's not a requirement. However, it helps to have that background. And we have all around all different majors, English majors. And we also not work in research projects and engineering projects, but we also, for example, are organizing a STEM career, a STEM 5K round for next semester. We're also working on a website for our club, so it's not just STEM majors. Any major can get involved, but we usually prefer STEM majors.
You want to be a real club that doesn't just...
Yeah, we don't discriminate. If you are not a STEM major, it doesn't mean that you can get involved with us. You still can, and our purpose is to encourage to get into these fields.
What are some of the things that you'd like to tackle, but maybe haven't done them yet? You know, whether they're in the fields of clean energy or whether they're research projects. Is there anything that might be incubating that you haven't brought into practice yet?
Let me think about it.
How about this? Let me ask you this instead. Is there a project that maybe needs a little work before it can take it to the next level, and you're still in the, whether it be research or tinkering phase?
Okay, one of the projects we're working on is the vertical wind turbine, and we know that most of the wind turbines that we have are horizontal, and the vertical wind turbine, it's a very interesting new way to approach the field of wind energy, because it does have a benefit, and it's better in the sense that if you have a group and a bunch of different vertical wind turbines together, it might have a better impact than just an horizontal one. Because basically, you can put a lot of the vertical wind turbines in a small area than the horizontal ones. So what we want to do is really enhance and improve the efficiency of the vertical wind turbine that we're working on right now in order to see and to prove that it's more efficient to have the horizontal ones.
I mean, is it safe to say, and I mean, this is a major part of science or engineering, is it safe to say that you learn something even when something doesn't work out? Definitely.
We have had a lot of experience in which we make a lot of mistakes. For example, in the unmanned air vehicles, over the summer, we crushed a lot of them. So, and that's actually how you learn. You know, that's actually how to learn to building. That's actually how to learn to fly them. So it's definitely
And in science, sometimes the best products or things that are created are accidents. I mean, you know, whether it's a mistake or whether it's on purpose, sometimes things that it's serendipitous, I guess you could say. So, Jorge, thank you for being with us here today. STEM Student Union President Jorge Roldan. Although that brings us to a close this month, we will have a full package on the STEM Student Union next month, including aerial views of the new Health Professions Integrated Teaching Center from the drones that we just talked about. So make sure you come back for that. For Bergen Community College, I'm Larry Levanka. Thanks and take care.